Hello everyone, this is Forest Landwalker. It's been a hell of a day, hasn't it? So let's spend a couple hours away from it and continue the Romulan adventure in Star Trek Online. Where we left off with the crew of the Piri. You know, this is the problem when you have randomized names. You're never 100% certain about pronunciation. Okay, how about this? Admiral Tillel and her crew are presently in the Delta Quadrant outside of the Janolan Dyson Sphere, where they are, I don't want to say cleaning up the mess left by the USS Voyager, but there would be some truth to that if you wanted to say that. Any event, one of the loose ends apparently leveled up, shall we say. A species called the Vaadwaur, who 7 of 9 woke up apparently, and when the Voyager left, they got tough. Apparently there were no great shakes when they left, but when we came back, they suddenly were badasses capable of blowing up Borg and Voth ships. So in other words, kind of like the players. Let's hope not. So let's load it in and see where we can... I'm not entirely sure where I was going with that thought. Let's see what we can do. Okay. We seem to have some administrivia to take care of.
Are you familiar with Voyager's emergency medical hologram?
Not yet, I'm not. I apparently... Oh, right, I did some recruitment somewhere online for those, what do you call it? For the Endeavor Awards. So I might as well reap the benefits by gaining crew. Only one of which, apparently, is any great shakes. And additionally, I have maxed out my crew now. But only just, it seems. If I want to do this kind of thing again, I'm going to have to ditch some of my duty officers. All that said, I have a large number of emergency R&D holograms. They'll be the first ones on the chopping block. But, no biggie. I'm not going to worry about them. We have some other administrivia. We have some reputation to take care of. We grabbed a chunk of marks for the Romulan marks, for the Romulan reputation. So we're going to take advantage of that, and we're going to grab the daily for that as well. We have about, well, one more day worth unless I magically get 2 more marks. Don't rule it out, it could happen by almost any way possible. In fact, if I really wanted to, I believe there is someone I could speak to. I'm not sure if they're at New Romulus, but I know they're at Earth Space Dock, who would give me access to some rewards I've gotten over the years with the Delta recruitment. Oh, that would be irony. Delta recruitment and the temporal recruitment, I think. They had some events and doing a whole bunch of stuff, gave rewards, and they were account unlocks, and among the things they would give you would be boxes of marks. Of course, for all I know, I may have already done it. I lose track of things easily sometimes. I also got some from the Terran Task Force, but that's not going anywhere now. Neither of which were enough to unlock anything, so we've gone about as far as we're going to go with either of these. Like I said, I got one more of these because, 30 marks. That'll give me 28 to go, so I'll be able to do a project this week. I'll be able to do a project next week. But as you can see, I need to get to 100,000 reputation, and I'm at 65,000 reputation. And each one of these reputation projects will give me 5,000. So, as you might guess, it's going to take a little bit more than just one day to fill this up. Well, we'll see what happens. There's plenty of possibilities. And as a certain Vulcan of acquaintance might say, there are always possibilities. Now, I noticed that I've got an empty spot in my devices here that I probably shouldn't. By which I mean to say, I really shouldn't be ignoring the fact that I can put something here. So, in the interest of self-preservation, I'm going to put large hypersprays. They'll give me 160 hit points back. Which isn't really as impressive as it sounds. I mean, my health is 645. On the other hand, if you're in a bad situation, I'm also carrying the biothermal. Oh, biothermal ain't gonna do anything though. That's just a glitter. But I'll tell you what I will do though. I will replace them with the cryo grenades. I mean, heck, I've got it. I might as well use it somewhere along the line. Okay. That takes care of the administrivia. So we are going to go hip deep into the next step. Now we'll talk about missions. Incidentally, I've got a universal thing here for completing an Academy lore mission. Don't know. Disruptor damage? Unlikely. Kinetic damage? I think the odds are promising. And defeat Captain's Ground? Not very likely. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, it's now to take care of the next episode.
Are you familiar with Voyager's emergency medical hologram? He's quite unique, even for an old DMH Mark I. Now he holds rank in Starfleet in his own right. We've received a message that the Doctor requires assistance to deal with the medical situation on an Ocampa freighter in the Shenda system. He is currently en route in one of Voyager's shuttles. Normally I would send a medical vessel, but we have seen a spike in Vaadwaur attacks, and I want to make sure he has all the resources he will need. Could you go to the Shenda system and assist the Doctor?
Sure can, although I'm kind of impressed with the fact that an Ocampan freighter is in this part of space, since Ocampa space is like all the way back at the beginning of Voyager's journey. Then again, the Kazon got here. Why couldn't the Ocampa? Especially since now that I think about it, wasn't there a second colony of Ocampa that was being taken care of by the caretaker's sister? My Voyager lore is occasionally shaky. Okay, rewards. We have our XP rewards, our expertise. I have a duty officer for the EMH Mark I. And that's a problem. And the reason why that's a problem is because we just determined that I have 100 people on the roster. What I can do is I can make room by filling one of my last ground slot. We'll throw this guy down here, the automated... Oh, I already have an armory officer in there. Wait, really? I cannot equip more than one of that category. I guess it's because he's an armory officer. Oh, you know what? Fine. I'm perfectly okay with this. How about an additional chance for a quantum order? Aha! There we go. And that'll open up room for the Doctor, and the Doctor will probably replace the Nurse. I don't know. I can't remember what his special abilities are. And unfortunately, this is not exactly telling me what it would be. We will also get dilithium and a career-specific, very rare kit reward, which is something that could come in handy. My current kits are basically Mark 10s or higher, and all of them are either, well, none of them are purples. So it would be likely that it'll be something I can use. Of course, it's equally likely that'll be something that hoses me. I kind of like the combination I've got now, but we'll see what happens. So, the Senda system. It is... oh, it's not horribly far, but it's far enough for me to not really want to inflict this upon people for the stream here, so we'll transwarp there now. And apparently the big thing here is an uninhabitable... oh, for heaven's sake, can they not proofread this stuff? I'm pretty sure they don't mean to say a unihabitable planet. It's an uninhabitable planet circling a dying star. We've arrived in the Senda system. The distress signal is coming from the transport dead ahead, but we've received no response to our hails. We'll keep trying, but perhaps our guest knows more. The emergency medical hologram known as the Doctor is in a nearby shuttle awaiting our hail. Well, let's go to the nearby shuttle.
Pleased to meet you. I scanned your service record before your arrival. You've been in quite a few battles, haven't you? Ever stop to think about the strain you're putting on your medical crew before you charge into combat? Of course you don't. No captain ever does.
Yeah, you go into a civil war with your species, and then you can make comments like that.
We've been hailing this Ocampan freighter for some time, but we're not getting a response, and our sensors cannot penetrate their shields. Their initial distress signals indicated that they were suffering from Paranesti measles. I can treat it easily, if I can get onto the ship. Now that your ship is here, it should be trivial to board the vessel and assess the situation. Transport me aboard your vessel, and then my shuttle can return to Voyager.
We can do that. Come aboard.
Excellent. Your ship has more powerful sensors than my shuttle.
That is true. I realize we're not as comfy as Voyager, but... okay, what just happened here? Oh. Okay, looks like we're going to have a little bit of a disagreement. Doctor, what have you gotten us into? I'll focus out a bit, because I need to get a better view of the battlefield here. Oh, one good thing of being a small, light ship is that I can usually get out of the way of those killer torpedo things they like to throw off. Oh, good. Finally got a salvo on these guys. Oh, must go faster, must go faster. Oh good, look, I think that my mind has got a few of those guys. Let's zoom in a little bit so I can see my ship a little easier. The problem with a small maneuverable ship is I can usually not see it if I'm zoomed far out. Up our power. Drop some more mines, because you can never have enough of those. Yeah, those shields aren't the only ones that are failing. Okay, Vaadwaur assault vessel. Want to play? Let's play. Yeah, those Tribe Cobalt weapons they fire are also pretty nasty. Best to take care of that before it becomes a problem. Luckily, their aim leaves a bit to be desired. If I can get them into the point of... yeah. Get some of those mines on them. Yes, of course there's more inbound. Because that would make life too easy. Assault cruiser, assault vessel, and assault vessel. Steer away, steer away. So far I haven't been caught in the crossfire of those mega missile salvos they fire off, but it's only a matter of time. Nope, there's another one of those Tribe Cobalt things. Ooh, there went my back shields. There are an awful lot of those salvos coming. Kind of swapping off targets as I go along, hoping that maximizing my front weapons won't come back to bite me too hard. Unfortunately, it's not doing as well as I'd hoped. They're doing a good job on protecting their shields. Oh. Okay, I might start thinking Miracle Worker soon. And I think I'm going to have to start considering focus fire a little more liberally here. Uh-oh, not good. Alright, good news is one down. Another bit of good news is that guy's in bad shape. If he's in bad shape, that means I might be able to put him down before he starts sunburning more on me. Oh, come on, he's at 0%. Blow him up already.
I am Gaul, leader of the Vaadwaur.
Yeah? Well, you got a funny way of opening communications, buddy. Let's rebalance the shields. I mean, it's not that I don't trust someone who's, you know, attacked me unprovoked and apparently used a freighter as a bait for us. So maybe you can understand why I'm just a little bit suspicious.
Greetings. I am Gaul, leader of the Vaadwaur supremacy.
Subtle.
I apologize for the overzealousness of my soldiers. This action was not authorized.
Yeah, I've heard that line before. I'm a Romulan. I know all about that sort of thing. It wasn't authorized. Wink, wink.
I'm pleased to finally meet you. It appears your presence here in the Delta Quadrant has inadvertently caused some conflict between us. I would rather avoid any more unpleasantness. Would you be willing to meet with me face to face?
Okay, but I'm sure not going on your ship.
That is understandable. Do you have a location in mind? There are not many areas of the Delta Quadrant where my people are not reviled.
You know, I know the friendliest place in the Delta Quadrant.
Oh, what a wonderful surprise! Is there anything I can do for you?
Yeah, we need a neutral place for diplomacy. Is your old planetoid still around?
Diplomatic negotiations. I am Starfleet's ambassador to the Delta Quadrant, and I would be more than happy to offer my services as mediator. As for the location, Dexa and most of our people are on New Talax now, but we still have the asteroid base in the Intaba system. It's mostly empty now, just a few cleanup crews, and the Kazon have been leaving it alone. It would be perfect.
It sounds great, but you know, you don't really need to go out of your way here. You've got to, you know, help out your people and all that, and you drag things out like crazy.
Well, did you find a suitable location for our meeting?
Yeah, asteroid, Intaba.
Talaxians. Are there still Talaxian communities? How odd. The site is agreeable. Send my ship the coordinates and I will meet you there.
I don't know, I like the way he said that.
I'm contacting the closest network. They can investigate this further while we meet with Gaul.
Sounds like a plan, Doc. Setting course for Intaba. I'm certain that nothing can possibly go wrong. We have arrived. Gaul is already here and is transported down.
Imagine using a medical emergency as a trap. The Vaadwaur have no shame.
Yeah,
I don't
makes me think the
trust
tall
Gaul.
Shi'ar.
He betrayed us on Vaadwaur Prime. He'll do it again.
You know this guy?
It's good to see you again so soon. If I might make a suggestion, I would recommend only bringing 2 crew members with your away team. Gaul brought 4 aides. You'll have the doctor and myself, and bringing more of your crew down might look like you're trying to get an advantage on him.
Didn't I tell you we didn't need you here,
Gaul
Neelix?
seems very touchy. Proper protocol will be important. Are you ready to beam down?
Okay. Ordinarily, I would take no with us, but I'm thinking Tovin is going to be the way to go. And if you think that it's a coincidence that I'm taking 2 tactical officers here, yeah, that's not actually a coincidence. I want Tovin because, well, he is still technically the first officer here. I'm bringing the Jemadar because he's a Jemadar. And Jemadar are known far and wide for being ass-kickers.
It's so good to see. Doctor, it's been 30 years. You haven't aged a day.
Yes, it's good to see you too, Neelix.
We have a bit of time before we'll begin. We're giving the Vaadwaur a fine Talaxian feast to help ease the tension.
I hope they're not serving alcohol.
Doctor, you must tell me all you've been up to.
Oh, Neelix, I couldn't. Not with the Vaadwaur here. But I suppose it is important that you hear about my many achievements since our last meeting. And my
Oh, God.
research was able to prove conclusively. Thus, I began my grand adventure into the challenge of writing Klingon opera.
Oh, wow. Brax and I agreed to never mention the incident again. Well, at least
This may have been a mistake.
Neelix, the Vaadwaur have finished the appetizers and are waiting for you.
Oh, well, we had better get going. We can talk more later.
Oh, thank you. Whoever you are, chef guy, waiter guy, whoever, thank you. You know, I find it worrisome that we have something here called the unmitigated gall. Someone was having a little bit of fun putting this together.
Do you remember Chef Jolax from the last time you were here?
God,
He's
yes.
the one that has been serving the Vaadwaur their fabulous appetizers. Full bellies make for good conversation, I always say. He told me that Gaul is a little grumpy, but I'm sure you can handle him. Gaul is in the command room now, waiting for us. Jolax should be back soon to take everyone's orders for the main course.
Alright, let's go chat with Gaul. Really, of a sudden, I'm beginning to suspect that maybe I should have considered ignoring the whole... You know? I don't think we came in this way last time. It looks different. Of course, admittedly, I guess it looks different because it hasn't been bombed out by the K-Zone. I hope we're going in the right direction here. I think we're going in the right direction because, you know, I'm seeing stuff here. So that automatically makes me think this is the right way. Use turbo lift. And here we go. Alright. Gaul.
At last. I must say your Talaxian friends are quite hospitable. But down to business. Our meeting is long overdue.
Okay, well, speak your piece.
As do I. My people are damaged, in crisis. We are already at war with the Kabali, and with you, giving your alliances support for them.
Is something going on that I don't already know about? Once upon a time, this episode and what we'll be doing next was kind of in a different order, shall we say. So this would actually make sense to me in that particular case, but since they redid all the stuff for the episode chain, well, we know there's a lot of things that don't make sense anymore, so let's see if we can figure out some sort of peace agreement here.
Do you know why we fight the Kabali? Their world was once a Vaadwaur colony, one of our largest. And there is still a large cache of stasis tubes on the planet.
See, there's
Those are my
spoilers right
brothers
there.
and sisters being held hostage. The Kabali are stealing them.
That was going to be that's a big moment
transforming them.
where you discover that sort of thing. But then for some reason they put this before that. Again, somebody did not pay attention. They weren't thinking. I just have issues with the way they did that. Rant.
The Kabali would rather watch us die and use our corpses as fuel for their unnatural corruption. Is it wrong to fight against your own extinction? Don't we have a right to survive as well?
And see, if we hadn't, since we haven't met the Kabali in the current chain, you would be tempted to say, well, you know, the Vaadwaur's got a good point right now.
There can be no peace. Not after what they've done. Are you suggesting we are weak? That we should just lay down and die for them? No.
Basically here, we're in a diplomatic situation that we're unarmed for. We have no idea what the heck he's talking about, because... Let's do a quick look again. This is everything he's referring to. And we're getting the information now as opposed to here. They really flubbed it on this. I don't have enough bad things to say about what they've done here. Still, destroying another species, not the way to go here. We've got bigger problems. Iconians.
Do not try to pacify me. We will have our retribution. You have my offer. Abandon your alliance with the Kabali and support us, and we will be your strongest ally in the quadrant.
You know, we're not here to start another war. We just got through negotiating a peace. Well, we kind of helped at any rate with the Klingons and Starfleet, and we don't need another major war going on here.
Peace. You know nothing of what it means to be Vaadwaur. You need to understand.
That sounds ominous.
The Vaadwaur have endured too much to make peace. Do you expect us to forget the destruction of our cities? The massacres of our people?
The food's almost ready. What would you all like for your main course?
The guy's sense of timing needs
You
work
need
here.
to understand even the smallest fraction of our anger.
Okay, I think we can say negotiations are over.
He's dead. I'm sorry.
Does that make you angry, Talaxian?
No, it makes me sad. For Jolex. And for you.
Neelix is a nicer guy than I
we are
am.
not done.
Oh, this bodes ill. In case you needed any reminders as to who the villains of this arc are, and the entire Vaadwaur fleet is opening fire on the Talaxian ships. Sent out distress signals to every ship in range. They're going to do what they can to protect the Talaxians, but we can't hold out against this many ships. What happened? Oh, nothing much. We basically found out that thanks to another species that we've apparently allied with that nobody told me about, you know what? The details can wait. Bad things are happening. Stop it. Do I think that Gaul had any intention of negotiating in good faith, or was this all an act? I'm not impressed. We're giving the Talaxians all the time we can to escape, but it's not looking good. Some of the Vaadwaur have already broken off to pursue them. Orders? I need a strike team here, now. We'll have to drop shields to transport or launch the shuttle. If I do that, we'll lose the ship. Okay. Priorities. Priorities. Let's try some way to get help to you, but until things are under control, anything we do is going to be risky. Ship's more important. How many Talaxians are still here? Scans show 2 large groups of Talaxians in a storage room and the logistics area. They have the doors blocked, but there are Vaadwaur trying to get in at both locations. It doesn't look good, Captain. I'm afraid you will only have time to rescue one group. Good luck, sir. Fly on behalf of the Romulan people. I shall see you soon. This is bad.
Time only to save one group? I do not envy your choice. I would go with you, but I cannot leave Neelix alone. And time is of the essence. I'm afraid you'll have to go on without us.
Right, get Neelix.
No, I'm going. I can't sit by and let the Vaadwaur kill my friends. I won't be a burden. I promise. I have to do this.
Against my better judgment, but... Alright, we come out fighting. If it moves and it doesn't look like a... well, like Neelix, shoot him. Drone, drone. I still love using that telekinetic ability. Nuke until they glow. Now, the good news is that we're at least being able to deal with the ground forces relatively well.
How do we choose who to save?
Yeah, well, you know, that's the problem. When you have choices like this, sometimes there are no good choices. We're gonna have to go with the closest ones. If we're really lucky, maybe we'll be able to get to the second group in time.
We've saved the hostages, but but they may be safer here.
Yeah, stay here, lock the
What about
door.
the people in the storage room?
Working on it. Come on, you two. Time is not on our side. Well, I hate it when the analysis is right. There was only time to save one group. And just as an FYI, for
We should check to see if any of the Talaxians...
it wouldn't have mattered.
Doctor, you have to save them. These are my friends.
One way or the other, one group was dead.
They are beyond my help now. I'm sorry.
Then we can still save the others. We have to get to the shuttle in the cargo bay.
What? There's more here? Didn't they say that? Oh, well, I guess it's the others they're talking about are the ones that are huddled in the room we just left behind. I need to think these things through sometimes. Okay, we've got a door over here. Open sesame. And let's fight our way to the shuttles. Oops, grenade. Never stand where you have a grenade heading your way if you can avoid it. Oh, I'm not the only one throwing down drones today, am I? That tech officer is tricky. Let's see if I can clean up some of the folks ahead. I feel like I wasted the nuke. Oops, don't stand here. Commander sounds dangerous.
I've sent a signal to the remaining Talaxians to join us here as soon as possible.
We might have to throw some defenses down.
More Vaadwaur on the way. Defend the shuttle.
Yeah, I had a feeling something like that was going to be happening soon. But we're about as ready as I get, with the exception of 2 drones. And now we're set. I'm really glad I took that trait that allows the generators to heal. Thanks, Doc. I didn't need to hear that. Don't go too far out, guys. Our defenses are all back here.
A large number of Vaadwaur are closing in.
Okay, I will run up here, just like grab the green item drop. Uncommons are worth it. Fall back, fall back, fall back.
Here to assist. After this, our debt to you is repaid.
Oh, hey, I didn't actually expect to ever actually have them show up and help out. So hey, I'm gonna consider that a bonus. I was hoping that perhaps I might be able to drop another nuke on them, but we may have cleaned them out before it became an issue. Go, Tovin, and
I've been repelled. I would have words with you before you continue.
Sure thing, Commander.
Our help does not mean we are now allies. We are repaying a debt. Our ships are currently engaging the Vaadwaur fleet. It is unsafe for this shuttle to launch until they are defeated. We will return to our ships I suggest you do the same. We will provide cover for your ship so it may drop shields to transport you.
Commander, I am okay with you repaying the debt. I'll work. The future can be the future. We're worried about the now. Thank you. Ready to transport. Let's leave the base, and maybe we'll get lucky and be able to take some shots on Gaul. Because we sort of...
This meeting was a farce. The word Vaadwaur means fool in ancient Talaxian. Did you know that? You thought me a fool who would swallow your insults without comment. A fool who would blunder into the trap you set with the Toray. I am not.
I'm beginning to think that the Talaxians knew exactly what they were doing when they had that translation in there.
This has destroyed any chance of an accord between us. How disappointing. I had thought you would be a valuable ally. Now you are just another victim.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we have very incompatible morals. Okay, let's start taking some shots. The turret reinforcements should help significantly. Doing a remarkable job on holding together. Oh, I can do that. I can do this too. Oh, not good, not good. Okay, how many more? One to go, and he's not looking too good. I'm liking the odds here. Oh good, reinforcements. But again, I'm really happy the turret are here. They're absorbing some of that damage. It means they're not all firing at me at once. As a side note, it does appear that we have succeeded in the kinetic damage endeavor. So all is well in the world. Unfortunately, these guys are hanging together pretty good, actually. Balance. Okay, gotta focus fire again. Go mines, go mines. They hit him on the wrong side. There we go. Okay, looks like there's two ships out there, but they're spread out pretty far. That could work. That could work to the advantage here. He just bounced like crazy. I didn't do anything there. %. Should be going down soon. Oh, shields up front. Bad, bad, bad. Fix shields. Oh, do I want to become famous? Do I want to become famous? Oh. Give me a second here and I can give you a proper response. Oh, fame, fame, fame. Bye-bye. I mean, seriously, come on. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Escape? No, let them escape. Have you been... You know how many of these guys I've been fighting? I think Admiral Tuvok's priorities might need a re-examination. Okay, let's get some of my own reinforcements rolling in. Bring on the Republic. That said, Voyager's help does seem to have thrown things on our side.
You came to our aid when the Vaadwaur attacked our homeworld. Now we have come to assist you. This discharges our obligation.
Hey, thanks a million. That was a big help. Hopefully we can build on this someday, but I respect your desire to be left alone.
How could they do something so horrible? We're no threat to them. We'd done nothing but welcome them. And he killed my friends just to make a statement. I don't understand how anyone would be so callous.
Sorry, Neelix. I blame myself a little bit for bringing you guys into this.
I don't blame you. I agreed to let the Vaadwaur come here. I put my people in danger. This is my responsibility. I just never conceived that even the Vaadwaur could be so treacherous. They double-crossed us on Voyager and tried to take the ship, but slaughtering innocent people.
You know, that would have been useful to know
Voyager
earlier.
Changed me. I saw the best that people could be.
Okay, I get that.
Or wanted to forget how evil they could be.
Oh, we'll get them, don't worry. It might be at the end of a plasma weapon. I ever tell you about this wonderful guy named Obasek? Not Obasek. What the heck was Hakiv? Let me tell you about Hakiv one day.
With your permission, I'll lead the survivors back to New Talax. Then we can return with a security force to collect the dead.
Good luck.
I've been in contact with the USS Blackwell. They boarded the freighter in the Shenda system, but it was empty. It was all a ruse by the Vaadwaur to lure us into that system. Everything was part of this play Gall wanted to perform, from the initial distress call to his intervention and offer to negotiate. And then he used a massacre to set his stage. That's the kind of man he is, and unless he's stopped, the entire quadrant may fall.
Hopefully that's an exaggeration. But on the other hand, they're pretty tough. It may not be as much an exaggeration as it sounds. Oh, no wonder it took me so long to wipe these guys out. I have my shields as priority. Then again, given how hard these guys hit, maybe leaving the shields as priority is a good idea.
Gall has shown his true nature. I expected he was not dealing in good faith. But nevertheless, we had to make an attempt to find a peaceful solution to our problems with the Vaadwaur. Now the war will continue. I grieve for all who have been lost, and for those who will fall before this conflict ends.
It was worth a shot, although it would have been nice if you told me about this Kobali thing earlier.
Senseless, meaningless death. I'll never understand. I hope Neelix and his people will be able to find some peace, and that Gaul will answer for his crimes. And I hope our paths cross again, perhaps under better circumstances next time. With your permission, I'll return to Voyager.
Permission granted. Been an honor. Alright, let's, as Jim Kirk once said, let's get the hell out of here. I guess it's right that there's no dramatic warp out on that one.
Gaul's actions were unconscionable. A senseless slaughter simply to make a point. And he wanted your sympathy? It's clear from your reports that he had no intention of making peace, and that he would have twisted anything you said to meet his own agenda. He's a warmonger, one that must be stopped.
Yeah, I've been
Peace
around the
with
Starfleet
Vaadwaur
people
will
too
not
long.
be attained through Gaul, but we'll keep looking for another way. Perhaps there's someone else out there who will be more reasonable.
Maybe, but Gaul's the one who's in charge right now, so... Alright, let's grab our rewards. And let's take a look at the... We'll get back to you. We'll grab the doctor. And he'll potentially spawn an EMH when using a hypo. Which makes a great replacement for the nurse who's going to do medical support teams. We'll just replace the nurse with a higher grade of individual. 25% chance to happen. I'm a doctor, not a doorstop. And let's see. Combat supply. You know, I've never really made use of that. Oh, something that gives ground weapon damage. I'm thinking that I like this kit. It's replacing my... Well, it's also doing weapon damage, but also shields. This will do willpower, which is resistant to control effects. I hate losing the shield. Of course, I wonder. Okay, oh, I guess I can't do that on here then. On some items you can, there's a technique to change some of the properties on them, but I guess they don't apply to kits. Or kit frames for that matter. Yeah, looks like it's only to, well, not this. Pity, that would have been interesting. Now comes the question. Now, the combat supply thing, it used to be a different... It used to actually be something you could, I guess, interact with, maybe. I never really monkeyed with them before. But now they behave like they do with the Undine War Zone. No, not the Undine War Zone. The Vaadwaur War Zone. On that ground assault. Where they have all those little bouncy things. Well, you know what? At the very least, we will temporarily replace one of my drones with this. Not my preference, but okay, you do what you can. And as a special bonus, well, let's see what's in the box here. Plasma beams. Handy, but we'll hold on to those for the future. Endeavor awards. A reroll token, which is handy. It almost tempts me to do a reroll on one of the ones I've got now. But I'm not gonna. Credits and R&D material, so nothing really good. But it doesn't suck either. Sorry. Close, not... Okay, now we'll chat with Vansel. The Vaadwaur have increased their efforts to control the Delta Quadrant. we're going to have to work fast if we want to keep them in check. We've marked several systems that have had particularly high activities in them of late. We'll need you to patrol these systems and give aid to whomever you find. Hopefully we can gain more allies and find out what exactly the Vaadwaur are planning. Piddling XP and expertise, but this is a patrol mission. And this time they've given us 2 patrols. So we'll go to the Nular system first, because it's closer. How's that for Vulcan logic? In the meantime, while we're traveling, let's see. Well, you know, I'm not going to actually sell them right now. I could just throw these things in the replicator, but I kind of want to get full value off of them. That said, they're both white quality, common quality, so you know what I'll do though? I'll salvage these things so that later on at some point I can demonstrate the salvage mechanic. And we'll salvage that frame. But we're not going to salvage the drone here because I may be going back to it. The remote Nular system has been the site of several failed colonies, but has been mostly abandoned for the past century. Vaadwaur ships have been recently sighted in the area. It is unclear what is here that could interest them. And of course, we have 2 missions that are both going to have Vaadwaur in it, probably, which is going to be like pulling teeth.
Let's get to work.
Ooh, yeah, I think we met you at the Genoan Spear.
However, the radiation levels have been dropping. We investigated and found that the Vaadwaur had chased the Melon away. Our intelligence indicates the Vaadwaur are expecting us to deploy surveillance beacons into the area, which is why we have done just that.
We did mention that she used to be Tal Shiar, right?
We've learned they plan to ambush us when we retrieve the data from the beacons. When that happens, they'll go from hunter to prey. The beacons are now, in essence, Vaadwaur bait.
Cute.
We will counterattack the Vaadwaur, disable one of their ships, and recover the intel data from their systems. We will then analyze the data to determine their recent movements and objectives.
Not bad. Looking for anything in particular?
We want to locate one of their main bases. So far, we've had little luck in finding where they hole up when they're not on the attack. This should change that. Time's a factor here. Let's get to work and scan the beacons. We wouldn't want to disappoint the Vaadwaur, now would we?
Alright. First beacon, and there's our very big indicators of where they are. They must have modified this mission because it didn't used to have the big symbol there. That came in. Well, maybe it did come in during the Delta Rising. I didn't think it had, but I could be wrong.
Was foolish. Now suffer the fate of all fools.
Yes, but you have made a grave error here. You know what that grave error is? You came alone.
The ship is disabled. Time to acquire their data. We have the data.
Okay, that's more of a problem. Oh, not good. You know, that plan sounded a lot better a little while ago. Now I'm kind of under the category of what the hell were we thinking? So, Commander, I clearly don't mean to offend, but your plan sucks.
The legendary Vaadwaur paranoia. We should expect heightened resistance as we move forward.
You didn't find what you needed to do.
Initial analysis of the data we acquired from them isn't turning up much. I'm afraid we caught a small fish this time. Let's continue, shall we? I look forward to seeing what swims up to nibble at our bait next time.
You know, there are times when I really regret having such a good reputation in the Romulan Republic. Because if I didn't have that reputation, I probably wouldn't be asked to do insanely suicidal things like this. I'm gonna throw some mines out now.
You're not leaving here alive.
Yeah, you're in for some horrible surprises. I seem to have lost track of my targets. Oh, it's because they're on the other side of the rock. You know, I could have sworn there were two of them. Maybe I just lost track of all the crazy that was going on.
Let's see what's in this ship's database.
But you know what? I'm going to hold off on checking what's in their database until I get my shields rebalanced and until my hull recovers a little bit. A little more. I want to be over 90% before I start pulling data.
Another successful day at the pond. Let's see what secrets our latest catch has to share with us.
What? We're not being ambushed here? Awesome.
Our fish has swum through many waters indeed. I think we have something here. The ship's been to a couple of systems often. One system comes up more than the other. That's probably where their base is, but we need to be sure. I'm afraid we need to do some more fishing.
You know, you have this fixation on this metaphor. Were you attacked by an angry piranha one time? Alright. Again, let's slap out some mines first.
Fire at will. Destroy.
Balance, rebalance. And I'm turning the wrong direction to deal with this sort of thing. Let's recover some of those shields, because I'm dead certain that the moment I'm done scanning, something horrible will happen.
Destroy them. Open fire. All the way.
It's a burden being right all the time. Oh. Faster, must go faster. Okay, let's see. Prioritize. You look like you're hurt. Oh, I was probably the one beat. Well, that wasn't the one beat saving. Good. All the good news is they're going down a lot better than I'm sorry, was I feeling optimistic for a second there? I've got to stop doing things like that. Oh, let's see if we can pop a hole in that artillery vessel. That sounds like a bad thing to have there, so... Artillery Annihilator. Boy, what's in an accolade? You know, that went a lot better than I thought it would. These other warbirds have been very good backup.
Vaadwaur aren't amused by our angling efforts. We may be wearing out our welcome here.
And we're wearing out the metaphor. Did you find what you needed?
I'm afraid not. This vessel was assigned a patrol in another sector, and came in response to a distress beacon from earlier. It hasn't been to either of the systems we're looking at as a potential base location. It's risky, but I'm willing to cast my line one more time. Will you join me?
Fine. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Kick out the mines. Scan away, scan away, scan away all.
There's no time for formalities. A large Vaadwaur strike force is en route to this position at high warp. I doubt they're coming to exchange pleasantries.
Oh, hi, Commander. Yeah, we're kind of expecting them.
Expecting? We'll continue this conversation soon. For the moment, I suggest you prepare for the fight of your life.
Do you have any idea how many fights of my life I've had in my career here? I mean, seriously? At this point, just along the lines of, please try and kill me. I like it. I was hoping to do a little more damage to the target there, but then again, I am kind of maxing out on my shields, so shield problems, shield problems. Okay, that's not good. Okay, got him out of the way. Oh, fortunately, other things are coming in this direction too. The set looks like it needs a little bit of backup. Thank God for the Miracle Worker ability, because this would be a lot uglier if I didn't have that around. Oh, come on. Okay, good. Someone pulled them up. Ooh, another assault vessel. Get back here! Oh, set us Winter Cloak. Oh man, another group that's warped in. Okay, we need more reinforcements. Bring on the Nimbus pirates. Speed and maneuverability are. Oh, someone has massive sensors on me. Rebalance fields. Oh, I see an awful lot of mines sitting out there. Oh, those are probably tractor mines. Yeah, I didn't think they were mine. Yeah, I don't need to hear about my rear shields failing. I've got enough problems, thank you. Well, one thing's for certain. The battle does have that epic feel to it, at least somewhat. Lots of ships fighting. Which makes it even more intimidating that this is really just a skirmish. The uglier moments are still ahead. Oh, not good, not good, not good. hope that's the last guy. And wouldn't you know it, we're all still alive.
Now then, let's discuss what's going on here. Judging by the company you're keeping, I'd guess it involves some unorthodox operations. What mischief has Sub-Commander Sahen dragged you into? And how can I extract you from it?
Funny story, that.
Ah, Commander Jirok. So glad you could join our little fishing trip today.
Again with the metaphor!
Mischief is an operation aimed at discovering the location of a hidden Vaadwaur base. We were hoping to glean that data from one of the Vaadwaur ships we lured here. But, as you can see, they were quite indisposed. Permanently so, in point of fact.
We're narrowing it down.
I see. Vaadwaur activity in this region is a growing concern. Finding this base is a worthy objective. How can I be of assistance?
Join the search. Take a look at one of the locations, and I guess we'll handle the other one, probably.
Very well. We'll set course for the first location on your list.
Good hunting.
Don't mind Commander Jirok. She and I have a personal disagreement from another lifetime. Not the cleanest ending to this operation, but Jirok can see what the Vaadwaur are up to in one system, while I take a look at the other.
One of you will find something.
Yes. Well, between us, I hope she finds nothing but an old, toothless Vaadwaur merchant selling fat tribbles and fake Tranya.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'll take all the luck I can get. Comes in handy in my line of work. Thanks again for your help. Perhaps you and I can go fishing again sometime.
Please
Until
no.
then, may the elements watch over you.
Okay, we got a bunch of rewards that I didn't really get a chance to see because it flashed on the screen and we won't see them again, but we also have, yeah, see, gone. We also have a choice of marks, and we are going to continue with the Romulan marks because that'll get me another day's worth of dailies out of the way. Another day's worth of dailies. Oh, what is wrong with me? And now we need to go to the Vaadwaur system. Sadly, there is no transwarp options being given here, so we got to do it the long way. Nothing else fancy. Most of the stuff was, you know, dilithium and all that good stuff. We'll refine that now while I'm thinking about it. Now, the Vaadwaur seem to be... They seem somewhat easier than they used to be. Oh, there's another patrol. A lot of the systems around here will have, if they're not associated with a mission, they'll have a patrol associated with them. And once upon a time, you would have the list given to you, but now they're just stumble over them, do them if you want them. But since we're all about following the episode of Gark, and since I really don't need the XP that badly, and here we go. 2 off-the-beaten-path planets orbit a Class K orange star in the Vaadwaur system. Vaadwaur 3 is M-Class. Sorry, Vaadwaur 2, my bad. But lies in the shadow of its much larger sibling, plunging the planet into darkness for much of its orbit. The Federation and the Romulan Republic are planning a joint expedition to Vaadwaur 2 to study the unique flora and fauna found there. Let's see what they want to talk about.
I'm Logan Curtis of the Borg Cooperative. My vessel has taken heavy damage in battle, and several critical systems are on the verge of failure. Any assistance you can provide will be greatly appreciated. I realize you may not have reason to trust us, but I assure you, we are not your enemy. Assimilation is not our goal.
Yeah, you guys did us a good turn a while back. Well, we did you a good turn, and you didn't stab us in the back, so therefore I'm going to be willing to say you're worth trusting, at least that far.
Thank you for the aid. The Cooperative has tried to seek peace with Species 6339, but to no effect. They do not see that although we are Borg, we are free of the Collective's influence, and wish no harm to others.
Yeah, I kind of see their point here. You see a Borg ship, you automatically assume, oh, they're here to kill us all.
Species 6339 ambushed us in this system. My vessel was equipped to deal with such a threat, but then the Vaadwaur happened upon our conflict, and the Vaadwaur see everyone as a target. They opened fire on all of us. Now there are damaged ships on both sides. We would aid Species 6339 and show them we are not their enemy, but we will need your help.
I find it interesting that the Vaadwaur are being referred to as a proper name as opposed to species something or other. Yeah, we know what it's like to have too many enemies. Oh, we know what it's like. Octinti. Doesn't ring any bells.
Stay away from us. I want nothing to do with Borg collaborators. If you want to help, destroy those drones. If you're not willing to do that, then go and leave us in peace.
Relax.
We will do what must be done.
They're looking for a truce. If they wanted to get you, they would have gotten you.
Peace? Our species was nearly wiped out by the Borg, and now they seek peace? There is no peace with a drone. The will of the Collective remains in all of them, even if they claim to be free of it. Destroy them, and then we will talk to you about peace.
Really? I mean, treachery is not exactly Borg, is it? I mean, they're more along the lines of resistance is futile. Come on. Can't we all get along?
Incoming Vaadwaur.
Speaking of problems, ordinarily I'd say having the Borg on our side will only be a plus here, but A, this is the Cooperative, not the Collective, and B, and this is more important, Vaadwaur have been carving up Borg too, so... Now, as I was saying at one point before I sidetracked myself, the Vaadwaur seem to be a lot simpler to deal with than I remember them being. I don't know if that's an effect of the ship I'm flying, or if they got nerfed, or if it's because I have all this help. Of course they are. It helps that they aren't nearly as huge of a fleet as that last grouping we fought back when we were fishing. Oh god, they've got me doing it now. Son Commander, I will hate you forever for poisoning the fishing metaphors for me. I do love the little blue explosions they make, though. Yeah, you may have noticed something, but we're not bad guys. Pretty much the opposite, honestly. Yeah, I'm circling. There we go.
You and the Cooperative helped us? Perhaps we were wrong. If the Cooperative is willing to fight against such odds, the Borg brought my people to the brink of extinction. Now the Vaadwaur are determined to finish us. If the Cooperative wants to unite against them, then our survival is more important than the past.
I'm glad we came to that agreement.
We will require your assistance to recover our other ships in the area. Then we can make a stand against the Vaadwaur.
I am right.
Follow you to recover our
sounds good, and we're going to need all the help we can get because it looks like the Vaadwaur are coming to pick over the wounded here. Personally, I find that kind of thing rude as hell. You know, those interdiction things they've got going, those are really nasty when you combine them with their mega torpedo spreads. They hold you in place and then they blow the hell out of you. I'd call for backup, but I'm thinking that perhaps I don't want to do that quite yet. Kind of save that for the big... I'm suspecting that it's going to be repair these ships, blow up the enemies around them, and then there will be this one really big fight coming. That is where I'm going to want my backup people to come into play. But right now, I think we can handle this on our own. And the odds will only get better with each of the ships that we repair. Presuming that they follow us, of course.
Thank you for the unexpected aid.
Okay. And oh, another forge ship. That would be a big plus. Ooh, science. Yeah, the space is getting awfully crowded here, isn't it? Go, mines, go. I didn't do nearly as much as I was hoping. Locutus4, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying this little encounter we're having with the Vaadwaur today. So far, so good. The Vaadwaur don't seem to have quite the teeth they used to that I remember, but then again, maybe it's a number of other factors being involved here. Let's repair this cooperative ship. And then I expect we'll have a big, massive... Okay, oh, we still have another wounded ship over here, don't we?
We need to recover one more ship. It should be close.
It is, it's right here.
It's a trap. The Vaadwaur will be here at any moment. You must retreat.
It'd be nice, but we're here to help our friends out, so... Now we're going to call for help. See, this is why you hold your reserves in place so that you're ready for big moments like this. Oh, hit with a science ability, let's figure that out. Hello, mostly new here, huge fan of Star Trek, mostly Next Generation, love Locutus aboard, Picard when he was assimilated. Yeah, that was a classic episode that still holds up even today. That was when the Borg pretty much established their bona fides, in my opinion. I mean, they were intimidating when Q popped the Enterprise in the middle of their space. Uh-oh, not here. But I think it was the whole idea of assimilation that really got things going. Oh, yeah, look, that's the little thing that happens occasionally. I was talking about how things were improving against the Vaadwaur. The improvement occurs if you're not fighting, let's see, 8 ships at a time. Ouch. Yeah, I'm a fan of Star Trek, obviously, although I haven't really spent a lot of time with the new CBS All Access stuff because of certain psychological issues I have about paying for the streaming stuff. I have been watching the first season of Discovery on CBS when they put it on the networks. So I've at least gotten, I think, halfway through the season on that. I think they're halfway through. You have a Picard and Dr. Crusher figure in your room, thinking of getting a Locutus statue soon. Well, that will be a nice addition to the room. Make him a matching set. Picard bookends in the word. I'm going to guess that you've probably seen the Picard series on CBS All Access. I've heard good things about it. Oh, yeah, we have just a few too many bad guys here. More reinforcements are necessary. Health, shields. Gotta take out some of these bad guys now because there are just a little too many of them to cut their numbers down. Preferably before they cut me down. That'll tend to be a rough situation. Yeah, sure did, but didn't like the ending. Yeah, I think I've heard a little bit about what happened on that. I get that. I'm on it. But I imagine that'll be something they explore more if they do a season 2. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing a season 2 at some point. Okay. I sure hope some of these guys are blowing up soon because there is way too many of them. Shield generator. Shield generator didn't do much good. Why do I pack shield generators if they don't do me any good? Oh, this guy might go. Oh, someone went down. 2 guys have gone down. I mean, I think I was holding aggro for everybody else. I would say it would happen, but don't want to spoil it for me. I appreciate that. Like I said, I think I know some broad strokes, but specific details I do not know, and heaven only knows when I'll get around to actually seeing that. I'm kind of hoping that they follow the model they seem to establish with Discovery. If they're putting the season 1 of Discovery on the regular network, maybe they'll put the other series and all that on the network a couple seasons after All Access. So All Access would be the get information now, watch this stuff now, and then lose the exclusivity later.
If we hope to have any chance of rebuilding the Octanti civilization, we will need allies. And those alliances can only flourish once the Vaadwaur are defeated.
Now this is a pretty open-minded Octanti. Takes a stand-up guy to be willing to take the hand of friendship by someone that he's seen as enemies for arguably his entire life. I think your people are going to be just fine, Octanti. Czar.
I believe we have taken an important step toward a truce with Species 6-3... with the Octanti. I think we have more in common than we realize. I'm not reading any Vaadwaur craft on sensors. We'll handle things from here. Thank you once again for your assistance. The Cooperative will remember your goodwill, and I suspect the Octanti will as well.
Okay, we'll grab those Romulan Mark rewards, because I'm still doing the Romulan reputation here. Let's see, your dad grew up on the original series, and you grew up on Next Generation. There are a lot of stories like that. It really was a generational kind of thing. Now, I was not alive to see the first run of the original series, but reruns were very regular when I was growing up. It wasn't until after high school, I think, that the next generation rolled out, and I was able to watch some of that. I never got to see a lot of episodes for seasons 1 and 2 of that. That came later. And then I got access to my own television set, so to speak, or more accurately, or control over the television. And I was able to catch a lot of Next Generation episodes afterwards. We got triple skill points I still don't fully understand. I guess maybe that happened during the fight. Another patrol mark package, which I think I've already opened up. More XP and expertise and dilithium ore. Let's leave the system. I really wish I knew what that special effect there was. Oh! Oh! I've reached mastery level 5 on my interceptor. What does that mean? Well, let's take a quick peek at it. All this time I've been quietly upgrading my Starship Mastery unlocks. I did get my extra critical chance with my weaponry at tier 4, and now I have a Starship trait called Harrying Maneuvers, where if I use emergency-powered engines or pilot abilities, I get extra accuracy, extra penetration, and SS offline proc. SS offline. Oh, subsystem offline. Okay. And that would be a lot more impressive if I had anybody who had pilot skills on my ship. Yeah, that's always a problem. I don't think I've gotten any more specialization points unless I got something I wasn't looking. It will take me some time before I can train somebody in piloting to pick up one of these slots, at which point it'll probably cease to be relevant. Still, the trait is in here, so I have all my Starship trait slots filled. Any extras will be extra. Let's see, you really started liking Next Generation when the Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and 2 came out. Wish they'd kept Picard as Locutus a little longer, but it was enough. I think he killed over 1,000 people during Wolf 359. Yeah, there was a lot of speculation, if I recall correctly, between Part 1 and 2, because Part 1 was a season ender, and there was a whole lot of people wondering if Patrick Stewart would be coming back. The internet was in its infancy at that point, so you didn't have the same spoiler boards and fan websites and all that. You just had some news groups or bulletin boards where you'd have to try to figure out what might be happening. It wasn't as pervasive as the internet is today. So everybody wondered, is Patrick Stewart going to come back? Is this the end for Captain Picard? Would it be Captain Riker here on out? That is the best kind of cliffhanger. I'm not sure anybody's really done it as well ever since. We're going to take a detour here. Oh, I got another Endeavor award. Except I don't use disruptors. It must have been one of the Allied ships. Well, there were so many other ships helping me out here. I guess they were considered a part of what I was doing. So I have another Endeavor box to open. Let's see what's inside. More R&D materials. Yay. Well, let's try one more thing here. We're going to transwarp to Sol. And we are going to beam down to Earth. Because I'm pretty sure that the Academy missions, they don't have a Romulan Republic equivalent. And My character is aligned with the Romulan Republic and aligned with Starfleet. It gets so confusing. And making things even crazier, the character herself is not Romulan. She's an alien. So, crazy, crazy. Still see people saying Picard should have served jail time for killing so many people, but it wasn't his fault. He was Locutus of Borg at the time, and that is exactly correct. He was literally not himself. His mind had been effectively co-opted by the nanoprobes that linked him to the hive mind of the Borg. It was a miracle that he was able to hold out as well as he did. I am going the wrong way. I need to be going to the north side here to do the Academy lore missions. And it's not like it wasn't like Picard didn't torture himself over the whole mess too. I seem to recall the very next episode he had to take some time off to deal with the trauma of the experience. Let's see. This way. Lots of people here today, probably because they're all doing the Universal Endeavor. Those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. This is where it gets interesting because it's been a while since I've done any of the lore kind of things down here, and there was a lot happening between the timeline leading up to 2409. So this could get interesting. We can retrieve data chips. Subject is recent historical events. Prepare for the exam. Okay. We'll come back to this. Access library computer. Collect data chip. That's... Oh, awesome. I don't have to actually do the other mission there. Just gave it to me. Well, that worked out better than I thought, but I'm going to use this anyway. Path to 2409. Volume 28, Chapter 3. The problem here is that comes as an accolade, and... well, there's a big accolade list. Let's do the completed ones. Maybe that will make it easier. There are a lot of accolades in this game. Here we are. Romulan space, Starfleet intelligence observers reported that Sela revived one of Praetor Terrace's ideas, a Romulan monarch. Well, that explains a lot there. Sela hadn't said a word about it herself, of course, but allies of her in the Senate are floating the idea, and it's not a coincidence that people have started making comparisons between Sela and beloved Romulan rulers like oh god, I'm not even going to try pronouncing this. There's even a quiet stretch going on for the Sword of Satask, even though everyone believes it was destroyed when the homeworld was lost. Yeah, 10 to 1 that whatever this quest line here is from History 102, the midterm, I'm willing to bet real money that it'll have nothing to do with what I just read. Yeah, don't blame him. He killed over 1,000 of his fellow friends, several starships, Locutus. Roy did like First Contact, showing how Picard was feeling guilty for all that. Yeah, Picard was still carrying that problem even years later there. And it was a nice conclusion, I guess, to his ongoing story for that, I guess. Although I guess it really wasn't the conclusion, was it? Because I'm pretty sure the Borg had much to do with what was going on in his Picard series on All Access. It seems that he's destined to have the Borg in his life forever. Who is head of Starfleet Intelligence in 2406? I don't think it was Chakotay. I know it wasn't Franklin Drake. I didn't think it would be Ethan Burgess, but I'm running out of options. We'll go with Ethan Burgess and spin the wheel. I failed. Oh well. Probably was Dracote. They like throwing in the references to the try harder. Oh, I can restart this. Well, I can't restart it apparently because oh, maybe I can. Maybe if I go back here. Nope, there's a cooldown. Oh well, what do I know about Starfleet intelligence anyway? I'm with the Romulan Republic. I think Sisko's wife was killed during the Battle of Wolf 359. He had a grudge and blamed Picard for it. You are absolutely correct. That is exactly what happened. When they opened up the DS9 series, Sisko got his orders directly from Picard, and man, you could freeze ice cubes with the air between them. He was not happy to be in the same room with Captain Picard. Or, as he saw him, Locutus. But the two at least managed to find a balance, perhaps, by the end of that opening episode. We never really got to see any more interactions between Sisko and Picard, at least not in television or film. I'm sure there were some in novels or comic book series, but just didn't have a whole lot of interactions. And that makes a certain amount of sense when you think about it. Enterprise went out, seek out new life, new civilizations, go where no one has gone before, all of that. And Sisko's job was to sit tight and make sure that A, Vaadwaur was admitted to the Federation, and B, just as importantly, make sure the Dominion doesn't steamroll over everybody. I admit that last one was a late addition. What's in the Universal Endeavor box? Well, I was hoping for more marks, but no, it's going to be cash, 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 and R&D materials. Oh well, it was worth a try. But the good news is we now have 103 Romulan marks. That will be enough for 3 more days on the reputation. That'll get me substantially closer, or maybe more than halfway to where I need to go. Guessing that he figured out that Picard was being controlled by the Borg, then let it go. Maybe. I think it may have also had more to do with the experience that he had with the prophets of the Celestial Temple inhabiting the wormhole. That helped him make peace with the passing of his wife. Prophets basically gave him a chance to let go, say goodbye, closure. I think closure is a good way to put it. I'm going to transwarp to the new Romulus system and give myself a shortcut to the Dyson Spears. He may have known that, and understood that Picard was being controlled even before that episode had begun, but what you know in your head and what you feel in your heart, sometimes it's just not the same. And I think Sisko was very much going with his heart there. And he wasn't really able to... I don't know about forgive necessarily, because I'm not 100% sure that that's really the right word for it. But come to terms with everything. Alright, now the next episode on the list is going to be one of the more interesting episodes on the Delta Quadrant arc. But first, let's get into the Delta Quadrant before I pick it up, because it feels wrong to pick it up before then. A little closer, I need to interact. Delta Quadrant. Alright. Now for the next episode.
Are you familiar with the Kobali? Their homeworld is under attack by the Vaadwaur, and they have requested our aid. I informed the head of their military that you would render them support on the ground. Their city has been under siege for months, and cannot take much more of it. Please do what you can on Kobali Prime to stop the Vaadwaur from destroying the Kobali.
Yes, I'm pretty familiar with that, because they did the mission where they talked about it before this one. I'm still ranting about that. This really should have come before the Talaxian massacre. So, the Kobali front. Now you'll notice that the symbol for the Kobali system is very different than the symbols for all the other systems. There is a reason for this. You see, the Kobali world, that's another patrol mission. We're going to go right past that. And another patrol mission. I could just transwarp there, but we're close enough. I don't think we need to worry about that. The Kobali system is basically a ground battle zone, much like the Voth zone at the Solanae Dyson Sphere. The difference is there's actually a story to be told here. And we will probably spend, well, certainly the remainder of today's time, and probably next week and perhaps even the week after, dealing with the Kobali issue. Here's a little bit of our background here. More than 80 million Kobali live on the homeworld, the largest and only M-class planet in the system. The Kobali were wanderers, moving in large fleets from place to place, looking for the resources they needed, including the bodies that they used to reproduce. More than 90 years ago, however, they found this system and decided to settle, building a large city on the temperate western landmass. We're going to beam down to Kobali Prime. Much like other battle zones, you can only take a couple people with you, so we're going to take actually the ones we have here. My medic and a tactical warrior. You can always rely on the Jem'Hadar to be muscle. And here's the city. And hey, who's this?
Hello, I'm Captain Harry Kim, Starfleet's military liaison to Kobali Prime.
That's right, Harry finally got his promotions.
The Kobali homeworld for months now. The Kobali are near a breaking point.
Ouch, especially if his head's in that water.
Not like the Vaadwaur. The Alliance is here to stop the Vaadwaur and help the Kobali reclaim their home. You and several others will be leading our forces here. I'll be doing some investigations to help support the effort. Good luck.
Yes, after being an ensign for the entirety of Star Trek Voyager, Harry Kim is finally a captain. Now, granted, it took him, like, what, 30 years, but, you know, baby steps. Now, we need to talk with the Kobali Defense General.
I cannot tell you how good it is to have you here. Our people have been bombarded by the Vaadwaur for months. We cannot take much more of this. Before you go out to the field, I would ask your help within the city. Morale is at an all-time low, and our people could use a boost.
And we get, you know, minor XP, minor expertise. And that brings us to... Ooh, there's a coding error right there. Guys, fix your... Now, they didn't used to have this kind of delineated in acts, but it is now. And it tells us that it's got a 4-part episode, and if you played these episodes, you can do the replay by using a console that's outside. We're not going to be worrying about replaying them because this will be the first play for this character. Good enough for me. You can see that it's not exactly giving us huge amounts of XP here. That's because this is kind of the shell around which actual missions are wrapped in. You know, I think I lost the metaphor somewhere.
And it's taking a toll on our troops. We are a peaceful people. This is the first time my soldiers have been exposed to death and destruction on this scale. They're demoralized and depressed. I'm concerned about the long-term effects on their mental health. You have more experience than we do in battle. It would help if you could speak to our soldiers and share your insights. Please stop by the med bay. Some of the wounded there have asked to meet you.
It seems my reputation has preceded me. An adequate number of experience points, expertise, and, that's right, a new reputation, Delta marks.
The Alliance needs your help.
Sorry, Minna. No, I'm busy here. I tell you. So we are going to go to the medical facilities and boost the morale. Now, because this was designed as a battle zone, there are a number of amenities here. Specifically, banks and mailboxes. Now, I want to say there's an exchange somewhere around here. I'm just not 100% certain where it is. Of course, that is why we have maps. Okay, this is not why we have maps. I was thinking that might help me out there, but it appears that I may have been mistaken. Maybe there isn't an exchange here. No biggie. So here we are, and let's have a chat with a number of these injured soldiers.
You're part of the reinforcements that everyone was talking about. Please, you have to stop the Vaadwaur. We can't lose our home. Not after it took us so long to find it.
We'll do what we can.
5th time I've been in the med bay. Don't think I can go out again after this. Could you take over for me? Everyone here is so scared of the Vaadwaur. Someone has to be strong.
Yeah, we're here to help. Let's see what he has to say.
My brother, my sister, they're both dead. I couldn't help them. You have to avenge them. Make their deaths worth something. Do what I could not.
Oh, yeah, I think it's safe that they'll pay, especially if I get my hands on gall.
Thank you. It may not seem like much, but you've given those soldiers hope. We have several officers who were recently promoted, who might need some additional training, as well as several tasks that could use your presence. Would you mind taking one of them along to let him shadow you? There is so much that we could learn from an experienced Romulan commander.
I think we can do that. Sure. What do you need done?
Our engineers have been trying to repair various devices that have been damaged in battle, but they are not experienced in these kinds of repairs. I've heard you're an expert engineer.
I am.
Could you instruct our engineers on what they're doing wrong?
We can do that. Incidentally, and it probably won't surprise you, there is a separate sort of mission depending on whether or not you are an engineer or a science or a tactical officer. But because we are an engineer, we are going to be doing engineering tasks. But first, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they have a Klingon doing the drill instructor here. Put your backs into it! Greetings, Admiral. One of our recently promoted officers is ready to shadow you. He's eager to see you in action and learn whatever he can.
Reporting for duty, sir. It is a pleasure to watch you in action, sir.
Excellent. Let's see what the local engineers need assistance with. On the bright side, doing the repair work and all that is likely to be a lot less dangerous than, say, doing something on the front lines. I think we need to go down here for the first couple. Oh, here we are. A couple possibilities. We'll go to the one all the way over here first. Better repair methods. Do this. Oh, I only have to do 3 of them.
I have to admit, I am a bit perplexed. How are you able to fix our own technology when we can't?
Yeah, different tech, same base solution. Yeah. Break it down to the basics. They're all the same in the end.
I see. Maybe I need to stop thinking of our technology as vastly different and begin studying the basics of how non-Kabali technology works. Sorry, just thinking out loud.
Not a problem. Let's help someone else out here. We got someone who's having trouble with this shield generator? Looks like a shield generator. And that takes care of that one. I guess no special dialogue on that one. Let's head upstairs here and find the third. We have plenty to choose from apparently, so I want to make sure the rookie is still with us here. It would be embarrassing to go through all this and discover that I left him behind. Oh, more of the repulsor lift kind of things, so this ought to be pretty straightforward. And looks like looks like we've done our work here. Our work is done here.
This is Captain Kim. I found some information for you.
Oh, isn't that interesting? What does Captain Kim want to tell us?
Permission to speak freely.
Hey, we're all in the same boat here. What's up?
Something isn't right here. I've done some investigating, and I don't think the Kabali are being entirely truthful with us.
I'm not entirely shocked. Of course, I'm used to dealing with Tal Shiar, who were never truthful, so what have you found?
Not so much found as observed. The Vaadwaur clearly have superior firepower, tactics, and training, right? So why haven't they already wiped the Kabali out? They haven't hesitated to do so on other worlds. Sure, the Kabali have a shield around the capital, but they've been fighting the Vaadwaur for months now, and they're consistently losing troops and territory. I don't understand how the Vaadwaur haven't already taken the capital and finished this.
Maybe that is not their goal.
Exactly. There has to be some other objective for the Vaadwaur here, and we need to find out what it is. We have to help the Kabali. We can't do it if we're blinded.
Keep poking around. See if you can find out more.
Understood. I won't let you down.
And I will get back to the General and see what else is on our list of things to do. Okay. You see strange things in this game sometimes.
We can't
Dancing
stop
Alachi.
until the Vaadwaur leave our world.
I've done what I could in the city, General.
Thank you for your assistance. Your presence here means we're not fighting alone anymore. That's more important than you know. My son is in the trenches now, and he could use your... Wait, what's that?
What's what? Oh, that didn't look good.
The Vaadwaur are at the gates. You have to help us.
Okay. Looks like it's time to start getting serious here. If the Vaadwaur are going to be attacking the gates of the city, and you'll see we have a little bit of an event here going on here at our backs. Push them back. Okay, I was talking earlier about the use of the combat supply ability. Here we go. See that? Although they all bounced around where I'm standing, so that worked out pretty well. And I guess it's going to keep bouncing things out. Yeah, there's the crate. So I'm not in love with it, but you know, this is what it is. should have no trouble repelling the attackers here. Let's drop the bomb on them. Ow. Mission failed. Oh, that must be for something else. I'm not really worried about that one. There are a lot of zone missions that are available that perhaps we'll go into more detail about next time. Yeah, see, this one, the one we're actually working on, succeeds, and we get Delta Alliance mark package with daily bonus marks, XP, XPs, and sometimes lithium. Look for more Vaadwaur. Well, I think we found more Vaadwaur. There are a lot of them. Oh. Who's this guy? Clearly, this is foreshadowing. And they're leaving.
Kim here. Something definitely isn't right.
No kidding.
The general's waiting for you. I'll keep trying to figure this out.
Feels like an ominous note there, doesn't it? Let's chat with the general about this unexpected turn of events. That was too close. If you hadn't been here, your stand against the Vaadwaur will give our people the motivation they need to keep fighting, and we have so much more to do. If the Vaadwaur made it this far, then I fear for my son in the trenches. And we have some more Delta marks, so we'll pick those up. We are not, however, going to do the sun right now, because we are at the 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern hour, which means we are pretty much at the end of our day. I'm going to take a moment to go into the reputation and start doing the Delta Alliance reputation. We are currently locked completely at 5,000 reputation, but that will change quickly because I have more than enough Delta marks to fill this in. So next week we will see what exactly comes out of Tier 1, well, yeah, Tier 1 reputation. So we've got a couple reputations rolling right now. Not a bad thing. Is there anything in the inventory I need to we'll open this up. This gives me a Thoron-infused Polaron sniper rifle. Nothing fancy, but it kind of gives you a hint as to the general theme of the weaponry available through this reputation. And that will do it for tonight. I will once again return to Star Trek Online next Wednesday, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, 8 p.m. Eastern. My brain is on some sort of different time zone. Huh. Let's try that again. Next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern to approximately 10 p.m. Eastern. Again, it will depend what time I get done with whatever mission I'm working on at the time. I also do a stream on Star Citizen on Saturday afternoons, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern to approximately 3 p.m. Eastern. I thank you all for joining me. I hope you've been entertained by the stream, either by my snappy patter, haha, or the content of Star Trek Online. Thank you very much for watching. This is Korith Landwalker, signing off.